Okay, now I'm going to reinstall the spacer into this shock. This is now standard shock with the original seal head. We already did the video removing the spacer that was originally in the shock. If you've watched that, you probably might not need to watch this one because this is putting the spacer back in. However, if you just want to see how to put the spacer in from in an original shock, then this is the video for you. So you just I did already have this loose, so just going back over what we did in the other video, but if you haven't seen that, then we'll just do this quickly. So this is the original seal head in here with a circlip that's captive within the wall and the groove in the seal head. Dirt in there. This dust cover here just lifts off, push that up there, and it holds everything up the shaft and stops it falling down while you're trying to work on the shaft. One thing that I do is I'll just put some tape around the shaft so it doesn't scratch. So as before, we need to install our compressing tool. In this case, I've already got the threaded rods attached to the eyelets like this, and they go through the head of the shock with a washer on each side, and probably easier if you install this in pieces rather than it together. Anyway. Tighten that up a bit. I'm just going to swap this over to point it the other way. Another half turn of tightness than what it was before. Okay, hopefully you can all see this. Once again, we take our top tool, plates on, seem to have lost a washer, but it won't matter. Snug them up. Square washer and a washer with a nut. There we have. Now, just snug everything up so it's sitting there straight. So all we have now is we have this tool pushing against the centre boss of the existing seal head. Just in there. And all we're going to do is we're going to wind each side in, down at the same time, you know, half on one side and half on the other. Turn on one side, turn on the other, to keep this generally level. We're going to push this seal head down inside the shock, revealing the circlip. We're going to take the circlip off, put the spacer in 2 parts, and then reinstall the circlip, take the pressure off, and that will be 32mm at your seat. Not a lot of pressure to do this using this tool. This tool is supplied in the kit with the spacers and all the front end spacers and information. So we've already moved pretty close to 5mm down in there. It is possible to put this spacer in without removing the circlip. Just have to go down a bit further, but I take the circlip out. It just saves anything getting jammed, and then replace the circuit. I'll show you, it's pretty easy. Right, so you may not be able to see, but the seal head's now been pushed down the circlip, about 10mm below the circlip there. Just going to take the circlip out. Pretty simple operation. There's the circlip. So, just a quick explanation of these spacers. They come in 2 parts because we need to put them around the shaft. There is no... Oops, hang on. That bit out. Right, now there's no gap. This is a full ring when the sides are together. There's nowhere for this spacer to go once it's in. It keeps the circlip captive in this groove. At the top, the circlip's half into the body of the shock. Once that top part of the spacer goes past the circlip and it's captive against the bottom part there, there's no way that spacer can come out and that circlip can come out. It's completely captive. It's the same as the original system. The seal head on the standard shock works exactly the same way, and the can't see the little lip on the bottom here. If you can see that, goes into the groove, the original seal head groove where the original circlip went. So if I show you, if you imagine the bottom part is the original seal head, it locks into it like this. There's just, once this is installed, there is just nowhere at all for it to go. I've been running this exact shock with this exact spacer for over 3 months, and the only reason it's been taken out is to do these videos to show it being removed and replaced. And I'm replacing it because I like it. I like having the lower seat, and it works perfectly for me. There's no reason, if you watch the other videos with the pressure tests and the shocks, that it should make any difference to the way your shock works. And you use the original spring that you started off with. No need to run a softer spring. So I don't know if you can see, so I'm just installing the two halves of the spacer. Now I've pushed them down one either side. I've just got to go a little bit further with the depth because of the shock, because the circlip groove's not showing. So just a couple of turns probably. So you may not be able to see, but the circlip groove is just above the spacer there. So I'm just going to put the circlip in. Snapped in. Almost. Okay. Just holding on to it a little bit. Right, so just make sure the circlip's properly in the groove by pushing it around in the joint. So you may be able to see that now the circlip is in above the spacer, and all I'm going to do now is release the pressure on the spacer, on the seal head, which will move up, and the spacer will captive the circlip, and then I'll be able to show you that. So I'm just going to release the pressure. Now, you may be able to see that that circlip is now completely captive all the way around by the spacer. There is no way that that can come out. Just to make doubly sure you can see that, I'm just going to take this tool off and then give a better look. Should be able to see that that is now completely captive and has nowhere to go. So all to do now is just put the shock back together, take the tape off, put the shock back together, set the preload on your spring as to what it was when you took it off, and reinstall on the bike and enjoy the lower height. You may need to back off a compression adjuster, maybe a few clicks, and maybe the high speed, half a turn, something like that. But that's a personal setup thing. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.